But I have a complaint about comic book collecting, all right? This is a way more dangerous hobby than some might think. I have been hurt so many damn times because of comic books that the first bit today is about comic book health insurance. And the fact that it doesn't exist is a problem. And I'm being kind of funny here, but low-key, I have an elbow injury because I slapped it on my freaking press and burned myself a little bit.
Is that what that is? You've been picking at it and itching it for days, and I'm like, what
it
the hell?
won't heal, dude.
Okay, I didn't realize it was comic book related. I thought you just had dry skin.
I have a cut on my finger because I was doing something with a box cutter and I rubbed it up against a piece of cardboard and it cut my finger. Speaking of which, I got a brand new box cutter. Crap was so sharp. First time opening up a AOK, eBay purchase, whatever it was, sliced my damn finger open.
Like the shards of Narsil.
Still sharp.
It is terrible. And I mentioned to you, Jeff, I know you could relate, but I keep hurting myself. I got you on the phone. I'm like, dude, I'm so freaking frustrated, man. I'm like just damaged. You know, I'm not 100%. This game, this comic hobby is debilitating sometimes.
Well, it's because it's an exhausting hobby. I'll be honest with you. Like, usually when I have some type of accident or mistake, whether I accidentally have damaged a comic in the past or have damaged myself, it's because I've been working on them for so long all day, or I'm tired, or I just have a lapse in judgment or memory at the time, and I either cardboard slice my finger, which is the worst because it feels like it goes forever and it feels deep and you know when you did it, okay? I've never really burned myself on my press, so that's new. But, cutting yourself with those Mylars, because those will jack up your cuticles quicker than you can even, before you can blink an eye, it's happening. So again, I've said this before and I'll say it again. When you go looking through boxes at conventions and you see nothing but Mylars, really examine the top. You're going to see a lot of dry blood on there because people are bleeders. All right, so there's been plenty of that. Moving boxes along, man. That big collection we got, dude, my back was jacked for a good 2+ months, 2.5. I finally addressed it. Had to do PT for a little bit. And now I'm back. And, but boy, those boxes don't get lighter. I mean, let me tell you, as you get older, those boxes stay the same weight, but they feel heavier.
Pro tip, just get short boxes. Don't worry about long boxes. Just get 2 short boxes to make up one. You'll be happier. You might have to move one more thing, but moving 2 small things is much better than moving one giant heavy long box.
I used to believe that. I did. So it's a lot more trips. Don't get me wrong. When you're loading in and out for a convention, it's more trips, which is one thing, fine. But when you're storing a bunch of trying to store in a space a bunch of comics, you want to go long because the shelving, you'll maximize your space because otherwise you have back-to-back shorts and you have to remove a short to get to the back short. And I've realized that, yes, it's good for some purposes, the short boxes. I really did. I was like, I'm going to be smarter. I'm going short. So I went short. And now I got all these shorts and I want all these longs because now I have a big collection that I need to store. And storing it in longer boxes is just a better option. If you're going to be constantly moving in and out with boxes, I recommend short. Granted, it's a lot more trips, but it's worth it. So my 2 cents.
Growing up on 5 acres with a separate location where all the comics that my dad acquired, they were separate from the house. We had a guest house, and it was just packed with boxes. And whenever we did shows, whenever we were working on them, he would tell me, hey, Tom, I need you to go move these from A to B, from B to C, all the damn time. Oh, we have family coming up, and they're going to stay here for 2 weeks in the guest house. Yeah, we got to move all those comics to the barn. Oh, snap, we're going to go do a comic show. Tom, go and grab all those books from the barn and move them to the main house because tomorrow morning at 4 a.m., we got to load the damn car. So I was used to moving these, and I was way more scrawny. I'm talking 13-year-old, 12-year-old Tom, okay? And these boxes were very thin. And it's nice because they're light. They still protect the comics, but you know what I'm talking about. Those handles, when you're lifting up a heavy thing, a heavy long box, if they're thin, if they're plastic, some of these short boxes were plastic, they dig into your monos like nobody's business. And I just had this just disdain for comics in general just because of the fatigue and the injuries that I would face as a young adult.
Yeah, and then those handles did suck. They do. You kind of always want the double layer handle. You know, make sure you got the you got the outside and you got the flap in. And then when you would pull them out, you would rip it sometimes, and then you're like, okay, you have to get tape, you got to resecure, because you're not going to move them all to another box. You're going to repair the box, because that's what we did back in the day. We didn't buy new boxes. We repaired the existing, and we dealt with it, and that stupid tape stayed there until you sold that box entirely, or finally something happened where it got eventually destroyed.
What is your worst comic book injury? Let us know in the comments section below.